Good morning and welcome to my fourth weekly vault opening video. My name is Dubla, and this week we're back to having 7 characters to open the vault on. We're going to be starting on the Warlock. I was able to get a last minute dungeon key in for this one. So we're hoping for anything really. We're mostly hoping for a weapon, but having a trinket wouldn't be too bad. One of the Windrunner ones wouldn't be the worst. We did do a little bit of world content just to get the token so that we could potentially take that if it wasn't too good. So we'll see. Yeah, got a tier piece here. That's not too bad, not too bad. So we're hoping for a weapon or a trinket from this last one. And it's a weapon. One-hand weapon. I actually think that might be better down the line. Yeah, I actually think this might be better down the line. So I'm going to be just taking this just to have it. Why not? It's an alt. Moving on. So for a lot of the classes that I do have, I was able to get in at least 4 dungeons for the most part. I've also increased the eye level on quite a lot of my characters currently because I did manage to get the Hero Crest achievement on one of my characters. I believe it was the Shaman that I did. For our Evoker, I would like to get a weapon. Crafting is bugged this week, so you can't really craft currently as it stands. For some reason, Blizzard just don't know how to fix their bugs in PTR and beta. So, you know, hoping for a weapon. Going for these. Well, that is definitely an upgrade there. And a trinket. Not the worst trinket, but not what we're looking for. Let's see. Okay, an offhand. And wrist. Not too sure if I want to go for an offhand, because even if I get a weapon, I don't know. I think I would rather have a staff on my evoker. I'm actually going to play this quite a bit in the future. So I'm thinking maybe here I'll take the wrists. But let me just check actually what the catalyze charge for that is. Because if I can catalyze it and it's better stats, then that would make sense. Haste verse. Okay, I don't want that. That's for sure. Yeah, too much verse. Do not want that at all. So what I am going to be doing is it does, in the long run I may just hold on to the offhand anyways, because that may be better, but it's not like this would be a Biz offhand. Maybe there's a better offhand even in like dungeons. Let's see. Yeah. Going to Evoker. So let's see if there's a better offhand. Let's see. There's nothing here either. Okay, offhand. So we have crit verse in Windrunner, crit haste in Algitar. So that would be the ideal offhand if we were to have one from a dungeon. That would just be it. So I think, yeah. Also, this is from a dungeon, so I could just, if I ever wanted it, I would just bet on an... You know what? This might actually be a token angle. Oh. Either a token angle, because mastery you don't really care too much about. It's like fine, but I would much rather have haste crits than crit mastery. And I can just craft that on a wrist because why wouldn't I, kind of. So I feel like this might actually be a token angle, and then I can just save up on bonus rolls for the character. Because this character will likely not be doing any heroic or mythic rating for a while. Maybe this week, but I still think that the extra bonus roll will come greatly along the way, so we'll take that. I actually think that's fine. Whenever crafting is unbugged again. Over to our shaman. Let's see what we get here. Now the shaman, again, I've been very active on. I was able to get the Hero Crest achievement through the shaman, and after upgrading everything and just being completely crafted, my shaman is actually so super geared. I could use a neck. A neck would be really nice to get. I think there is a crit verse neck. I could be wrong. Let's see. Not there. Where are the necks? There's a haste verse from dungeon. There is crit haste one. And haste verse. So preferably a crit verse would have been the ideal, but I don't think that is here, so that might be a crafted angle. So we might want a Emerald Coach's whistle on Mythic, which means we want to go for Resto loot spec. And the rest we just want eye level upgrade anyways, so yeah, not too much to think about there. We already have a great weapon that we can just upgrade whenever that happens. So we're going to loot this as Resto, just for the chance of an Emerald Coach Dream whistle. For our veteran, we got some Hero Track Trinket and Shoulder. Not really necessary. Then for Raid, we get a ring, which is really good for Elemental, but not really for our Resto Shaman. Cloak we already have, which one's that's better. And we already have Litany, but it's on Champion. But I don't think that would be any huge upgrade right now. Over to... Oh! Now that's another Haste Mastery Ring from Dungeons. This would be really good for any of my other characters, but not for Resto Shaman. A Crit Mastery Wrist, which I've already crafted in, so definitely don't need that. And a headpiece. Actually, this is something I could take. I could definitely just take this and say that's fine. Yeah. We'll just take this. Getting a Mythtrack upgrade is nice. To our evoke, the Manhunter. I'm a bit tired currently, so just woke up after all. hopefully we get something good on the Demon Hunter. We didn't deck out the entire vault. We got 2 in Mythic Plus and 2 in Outer Content. So we are looting as Devourer. It's a little bit lower on the eye level compared to our Shaman, of course, but most of it is because I haven't really gotten the crest to upgrade any of these Mythtrack items. That will probably change this week, where either I'm going to be decking out this one, or I will be getting all the crests stacked on my DK, one of which. But for our... Okay, we get some Eurotrack items here for tier options. Don't really need the gloves. The legs could have been nice, but from what I've seen, Demon Hunters may actually just craft their legs, because as you can see, the tier set stats aren't the best because they include versatility. So that might actually be an option whenever I get the chance for that. And again, we get something we don't really need, which is haste versus neck. A little bit yikes. Would be nice with the neck, but not with these stats, so unlucky. And another same type of neck. You know what? I think this is just going to be a bonus roll stacking again, just so we have, you know, whatever we want in dungeons instead. Might actually do the raid on some of these characters just to like get it unlocked in Vault, and getting some more options. But we'll see how much I get time for until next week. So our DK is in pretty much the same situation as the Demon Hunter. Oh there, have they changed stuff on... Oh no, I have to look into that. Oh well, that's a problem for future me. But let's see. Our DK is a little bit better off. Have still not upgraded some of the Mythtrack items that I have. And we do need some Mythtrack items in a lot of slots. Still not gotten a weapon. So either I craft it this week whenever that gets fixed, or I get it in Vault right now, and we are happy. So, would be nice. Come on, weapon. Getting a heavy mastery neck isn't the worst, I think, in this scenario, especially with the other one having so much haste. But I could just get this from Dells or Praise, I guess. Yeah, I could get something similar from Dells as well, I think. So would not care. First myth. That is an upgrade. That is definitely an upgrade. What I'm curious about is actually what the wrist upgrade is. Or wrist catalyst charge is. Or DK, because they might be quite a bit different. Crit haste. Heavy crit. Not exactly what I would want, but it is heavy crit, so it's a little bit better than the alternatives. But I think this might just be a skip on this wrist. Yeah. We do get a headpiece, so that is most definitely going to be our option for this week. Getting to swap out those champion headpiece with a myth one, and then I just need to do a bit of content to get the catalyst charge. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. And then we're going over to our second mage. Now, hopefully on this one, we get a weapon. If I remember correctly, I still have not crafted on this one. We'll have to see. But yeah. Okay, I did craft a weapon, so I don't need a weapon, actually. That's good to know. Because I only got 2 mythic dungeons and 2 outdoor content, I don't think I will get anything that is an extreme upgrade, aside from just eye level upgrades. Yeah. So, going to have to just open and see. Looting for fire and frost does not really matter. Ever collapsing void fissure. This is... well, you gimp yourself by taking this, so no thank you. And hero legs already have. Not even gonna be a question. Oh, unfortunately we already have a head, so that one's going in the bin. And of course there's a weapon. So this isn't too big of a upgrade in the long run, but it is a upgrade when considering the upgrade item that we're going to be getting in 4 weeks time. This can be used instead of using it on the crafted one to just get to get the weapon to 298 instead of, if you use it on the crafted one, it would be 295. So in the long run, this would be probably an upgrade after 4 weeks, which, considering how little I actually play on this character, I don't think that's too bad of an investment, so I would want to take this, actually. I could also just get the same weapon from Skyreach with the bonus roll, but in Skyreach there's so many things to bonus roll, and I don't really want anything from Skyreach aside from that weapon potentially. Whereas in Seat, maybe I would want the staff more from there, so I'd probably spend more time in that one. Yeah, taking bonus rolls into account is really interesting. But I would say that the weapon so far would be my best take on this character, just because I can then disregard it in future vaults. And the stats are completely fine. You don't need haste necessarily on Frost, not that much at least. I am a little bit over what I would want. But in the long run, if, for example, Fire or Arcane were to some miraculous way get a buff, then this could be a decent item to pair up with that. So yeah, just gonna take it. And there we go. Now, for this main mage, I do have 2 mythic raid slots, but I didn't do anything on heroic, just because I did not really have the time or energy to put into doing that. So I'm thinking that if there's a good option, I might just take that immediately, but otherwise I might sim it. So what we would want is actually a mythic Veilguard's Final Stare rather than the Gaze, because the Stare is more value overall for both Frost and Arcane, if I were to play either. So I would want that. I've crafted a ring. Could maybe use a ring from the vault, that wouldn't be too bad. Other than that, it's just high level upgrades for most of these things. Yeah. Hoping that we are in luck this time. We haven't had the best of vaults this time around, I feel, but should be a little bit lucky. I think I'm going to check the dungeon options first, just because it's more exciting with the trinkets from Raid. Starting with a crit verse, heavy verse ring, which is not what I want. I don't want any verse at all, especially on Frost. Ooh, now that is a ring to consider. Okay. Again, we could get this from bonus roll, so there is the option of just not taking any of these dungeon options. And a weapon, a one-hand weapon. Again, something to consider for the upgrade item, because this could potentially become something I would want. But I do Mythic Raid on this character, so the chance of a weapon dropping from the raid... I guess you have the offhand as well. Let's see. So the chance of a weapon, it's only a one-handed, but the chances are higher because one is from the second boss, which is an offhand, and the other one is from the 5th boss in Voidspire, which is a weekly disappointment vault. Some guy just typed that. But yeah, this would be pretty farmable, I think. Once, because we have to think of a case scenario where it's in 4 weeks' time, and even from Bellerun, there's a chance in 4 weeks that we get the dagger from there. Midnight Falls is a little bit different. I don't think I would get that in 4 weeks. But yeah. Also from dungeons, this isn't the best thing I would want to just accidentally get from bonus rolling. It would be something like the Spire or the another Spire, I guess you could say, from Seat and Skyreach. I don't think there's any other... Final Grade, maybe, actually. Yeah, Final Grade wouldn't be too bad. Or Core Spark Multitool. There are quite a lot of options, actually. Yeah. But I don't think I would need this right now, so I'm probably not gonna take this. Let's check the raid options. And there is the offhand, of course. Can't have one without the other, I guess. And we are on full disappointment, really, this week. Again, I don't feel any urge of rush or hurry from getting a ring from Mythic Plus, nor do I get the sense of urgency to get a weapon because the upgrade item isn't there yet, so why would I even rush it? You could just get the eye level upgrade from having legs. And it's pretty much a 3 out of 6 rather than a 1 out of 6, so I would save some crests as well. You know what? That just sounds better. Sounds a lot better, actually, to saving some crests. We'll just take the legs. Or will we? I think I might have to sim this, guys, but yes. That is the end of the weekly vault opening video. Thank you so much for watching, and last bit of tidbit before I go off, do not recraft your gear. It is currently bugged. And do not go into the same difficulty, or do not go into the same dungeon with bonus rolls, but on different difficulty and use bonus rolls. For example, if you use your bonus rolls in a Skyreach 10, and then you go into Skyreach 12 and upgrade or use your bonus roll in both, then what you can end up getting is a duplicate. There's some weird shenanigans going around with that, but you have been warned here. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.